Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to another session of Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire the Requiem, Requiem for London. Tonight we find ourselves once again at the Hammerhead Bar, one of the favourite haunts of one Marcus Irons. And that's where we'll be finding him, in the bar, having a good time, chatting with people who obviously know him, and he seems chatting quite animatedly, seems to have the blush of life up, looking pretty good, as in, yeah, technically, if, for example, the police were to haul him off and do a vitals check on him, like by a medic, he could probably pass quite reasonably as human. But that's not the fact of the matter. He's kindred, he's a vampire, he's a bloodsucker. And tonight, he won't be the only one in that bar. And with that, go for it.
Yeah, Natalia is somewhat reluctantly, kind of. Um, she's she's become a bit more reclusive. Current, at the moment, she's not getting out too much. She's finally not out milling about, doing her thing, and she's seems a bit on edge. But then again, when is she not on edge? She gets in, she just looks around. At first, she doesn't spot irons. First, she just looks around and just seems to order a drink, really. She just orders a drink, just sits down, doesn't spot him right away. She seems to really just want to relax at the beginning, at the start. But then again, she can't relax like normal people. She can't have a drink to relax, which is
Mhm.
what you would probably expect in a bar like this. But she just sits the drink down and just sits and looks at it for a while.
Yeah, I would say at first Marcus wouldn't really notice because he seems to be very engrossed in a conversation. It seems to be turning, they seem to be talking about Harleys, and you just sort of catch out of the corner of the conversation Marcus saying that he's considering of getting himself a good old chopper, maybe a Triumph, and there seems to be talk of some night rally, and yeah, he's just sort of making noises, talking about that. He's actually wearing black biker leathers, yeah, a blue oyster t-shirt, some proper riding boots, as in biker boots. And yeah, just seems to be having a good time. At some point, he'll probably just casually look over his shoulder and notice Natalia and give her a wink.
Let's just say for the sake of it, at the moment she's looking down at her phone. She doesn't see it.
Marcus will give it a few more minutes, just enjoying the sheer company of these people around. And then at some point he'd probably break away from the group and just very casually start walking over to her place, a Cuba Libre in his right hand, which he seems to be sipping regularly. He seems to be, at least if he is disliking what he's drinking, he's not letting anyone know.
Oh, uh, hey, Marcus.
Hey Natalia, sorry for startling you.
No, that's quite all right. I was distracted. What's with the getup?
Oh, this, let's just say I'm getting them all nice and worn up for when I'm getting myself a good old chopper. You know, riding with some folks. And he sort of nods to the bikers at the bar, which seem to be having a good time.
Right, friendly bikers. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's an upgrade, like look wise. Yeah,
Thank you.
it looks good. Honestly, it does look good.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm currently having some trouble finding sort of my style, so I'm just going for something that I used to wear when I was younger. How should I say? I just feel younger, just more vital, more energetic.
Her eyes narrow a little bit at that, and she says, right, yeah, very youthful and stuff. Yeah, totally. So you're hanging out with biker bar in a not a biker bar, but with bikers with any. Uh, Pardon, I just don't see you as the like motorcycle type, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
He scratches his beard and is just smiling. It seems to amuse him. Yeah, I know. I look like a lot of things, but people don't always straight take me for somebody who enjoys the company of a good MC.
You make it sound like it's like something like clinical, like an MC. What is that? Like just
That
a
is short
motorcycle.
form for MC or MCC for motorcycle club.
Yeah, just say like never mind. Look, um, she looks at the other people there and she just, do you have time for a? Do you have time to talk at some point? Like, it's not nothing. It's not necessarily pressing. I was just wondering about something.
Oh, I've got plenty of time. I've already gone had a good feed, hit the jackpot. Somebody who had been liquoring himself up with amaretto. I'm in a good mood and I have time, so just come to Uncle Marcus. I've always got an ear open for friends of mine. And he sits down. Yeah,
Uncle Marcus.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I know. I'm
Uh,
younger than you are.
right.
Yes. And he's just sort of waving it off in a friendly
Well,
manner.
you're not. I don't know if you're younger than. Maybe. I don't know. Um, like,
But
so how are you doing?
yes,
Like, I haven't heard too much, you know, at the moment. I mean, are you doing all right or?
yeah, all things considered, I'm doing actually quite well for my situation. Let's see. Haven't been having any owl problems lately. The auto had a little field project, and I was able to help out there. Got myself some brownie points there as well. Um, yeah,
She just scoffs a little. Yeah, brownie points. This is the most important thing in the world. Yeah, that's good.
when you come from outside, you have to show that you are useful, and then people normally start relaxing a bit.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Just dragging my weight. That's all. Apart from that, I found out something about my vitae. That was very surprising, but thankfully nothing pressing, at least not for the next few decades.
her eyebrows go up a bit. Sorry, pardon? What?
Oh,
She doesn't. No, go ahead.
Somebody came up with a theory that somebody had tampered with my vitae, probably back when I was turned.
Yeah, ominous or scary or anything? Can you perhaps
Have you ever
elaborate?
heard the? Oh, yeah. No problem. Sorry. Just a little tipsy. That's all. Have you ever heard the term berserker before?
The Vikings, the thing with the they used to. The Viking
Sort of,
berserkers, right?
okay. So anyway, let's just say in the last conflicts, at least that's what I've heard through like third sources. So I'm not a primary source here. The Ordo, or at least some kindred, were doing weird stuff to fledglings that they were embracing, making their vitae become thicker faster. But of course, the problem with that would be if they were in torpor regularly, that their vitae would get so thick that they would have to, drink for more than any sort of nods
Oh,
his head
great!
to the.
Like almost kind of not genetic experimentation, but kind of like twisted, fucked up science lab shit.
Yes, we.
Great, super.
What?
That's just perfect.
Yeah,
Ugh,
yeah.
fuck.
As if my existence wasn't fucked up already. I mean,
Right.
fuck it. If every 10 years I have to go and torpor, so be it. I'm not interested. But of course, the problem was because of the hunger and them not being able to quench their thirst in a manner of speaking, they would start going mad, of course, and rage like berserkers. So yeah, not an imminent problem, but I'll have to keep an eye on that.
That really sucks. And that makes, I mean, honestly, the Ordo, like, that's just, that's so kind of monumentally fucked up that it should surprise me. It should be scary, but somehow I'm not really that surprised that shit like that happens. But
Let's
I don't want to be
just
that cynical, but hey, here we are.
put it that way. The the Archon asked me politely to come along. One of my Covenant mates did the checking up of my vitae. Everything went fine. I was left with a clean bill of health and a small piece of paper saying, "Hey, I'm not a fucking threat to anyone. All cool. I'm still in good standing with the princedom."
No, that's the,
So yeah.
but that's the fucked up part. Like you should be helped. You shouldn't be fucking like, oh, you're a danger or like haunted more. Like you should be helped. But someone did something to fucking you, and what does the Archon do? Oh yeah, you're not a security threat anymore. Fuck that. Fuck them. Honestly, what kind of shit is that?
The only reason I went is because I don't want to be the one blamed if a fire starts between the Invictus and the Ordo. And if I have to sometimes swallow my pride, trust me, my beast doesn't like that, as you can guess. Adventurers such as
Nobody's
myself,
beats
yeah,
like that.
no. But it's getting annoying. It's getting fucking annoying. I won't lie. The third time in 3 months, I've always just tried to fucking help. I'm just trying to be a good citizen. Crying out loud.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, oh, someone put you through something like fairly horrifying, like in a lab and shit,
It
and
most
now we're going to have
likely.
to blame you for it.
The best thing is probably the memories I have. There is a 50-50 chance that those might be fucking implanted, because if the guy who did that to me was an Order Dracul, he obviously swapped some memories around, because I thought the guy was called Sir Alsop and was of the Invictus, but apparently they haven't been able to find anyone in the registries called like that. So I have to be fucking careful. Because as much as I would like just to barge back in and burn the whole place down, just see him dead, see his haven burned to the ground, if I let passion get the better side of me, I'll probably just walk into a fucking trap. I mean, call me paranoid, but the possibility is there. Or that there are like some fucking commands, like, what should I say, some Order 66 shit, if that says anything to you.
Did you just make honestly a Star Wars reference?
I'm old enough that I can allow myself that, yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Please don't do that again.
Oh no, the old man is halfway there. Doesn't matter. I find it hilarious how you reacted just there. Is it that cringe-worthy? And he sort of...
No, it's just strange. Like, it's a very normal conversation mixed in with a conversation about like freakish Frankenstein experiments and people who have done nothing wrong, which is horrifying. And then I just don't like the two mixing so easily. It's kind of unsettling, honestly. But
then I know what's happening, and I'm sorry about that. Let's just say us combat types, after a while you learn to just flip a switch. So you've got your normal self.
I hope I never become a combat. I hope I never become a combat type then.
It's
no offense, but
no. I can understand.
No,
I don't wish my experiences on other sentient beings. Combat is nice, but I'm by far not the only one who can, when needed, switch over, where it's only, here is my goal, here is my target, and you go about it and you push morals aside. I used to do it way more often, but the older I get, the more I realize how fucking dangerous that can be.
That's actually somewhat not too encouraging, but somewhat encouraging, I guess.
Let's just say I wasn't on the streets for no reason. There was trauma I had to work through, and thankfully I had people who could help me with that, even though it still grinds my gears that he who helped me the most was the one who just got his life energy drained out of him by the guy who did this to me, and he gestures to his body. Oh. It's fucking messed up, and he just sort of face palms a little bit.
She will actually come over and give you a hug. She won't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it was like, but I get the picture.
Marcus just silently requites the hug for a short bit, and then let's go and just... He's just nodding, and he's He seems a little bit less stressed out about it than he was before. I mean, he still is, but as in, he recognizes that that was nice. Then he just sort of mumbles, "Thank you. He did that."
Hey, it's like you can use it.
Hmm. You know, most of the time you have to keep a facade up, especially when you've got people who are riding on the fact that you have got your shit together and you can lead them.
Yeah, that macho bullshit is good, but I suppose it works.
Hmm. It's actually, I have to say, this is the first time that I felt that I could be, just for a short moment, stupid word, I know, but vulnerable, just for a moment, and just an honest moment between, yeah, the,
Yeah, just one thing, don't tell anyone about this. So, like, me showing like things like this can't happen too often. It would hurt my image.
oh, don't worry. If anyone ever asks, I'll say that you're the hardest badass that I've ever come across.
No, 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 nothing like that. Just that I don't give a shit.
Oh
I kind of
yeah.
just
Oh yeah, that's Miss Belenko, cold as ice,
yes, yes, something like that.
cold as a
That's better.
Ukrainian winter. There we go. Just for the extra cheese factor, because I'm
Those
such an
those
old
fucking
bone.
things are not. Those are not. Those are not for show. Like shit is well, it's actually not that bad. Anyways,
Yeah,
other
but
than
yeah.
being like hunted by a secret, like a secret police or something, how else you holding up? Okay.
Um. Let's just say my income streams have become better over time. It's a bit more streamlined. Money is coming in that I was owed anyway. So yeah, looking
She
for
narrows her eyes a bit. Did you rob someone?
no. It actually was an inheritance of all things. Just was in the mail one night.
Mm-hmm. He is not convinced about this at
Does
all.
she want to do an aura check?
I don't think she can. Or
Hmm.
she can. She can, but she doesn't question it for now. She's just like, mm-hmm. Not convinced at all. She's just like, I inherited. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, she's just looks at
And
you.
and
Well,
and
that's really good.
and Marcus looks at her and realizes what she's thinking, because let's face it, it's not that not obvious. And he actually has a horrified expression. You mean of course I didn't. No. An aunt of mine copped it. She was a chain smoker.
Oh,
She died of
oops.
lung
I'm sorry.
cancer.
I honestly thought it was
I
you.
see. I
I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it that. Look, I'm sorry. Okay, I didn't mean it like that.
okay. Misunderstanding. I probably. I'm not the most
I mean,
eloquent
honestly,
guy. Sorry.
with our kind of people, that sort of shit is quite normal.
And
As horrifying as it is, that's actually very normal.
Marcus
Well,
is
yeah,
taken
I
aback
inherited some
at
money by
those words.
killing them.
Marcus just goes like, killing. I think I'd rather walk into the sun before I start contemplating that. No,
And that's what
thank
makes
you.
you better than a lot of other people, just saying.
Thank you for the compliment.
Oh, you're welcome. I mean, Apparently, you've been spared from some of the really shitty people around. Somewhat spared. Not totally, but...
Let's just say the beginning was a bit rough. The rest has been mostly an improvement.
It's good, I think.
It is. It is. I'm doing way better than I was a few months ago. Shit, man. I mean, you saw me at my first Elysium. Damn it. Fuck. I must have looked like a sideshow and no mistake.
Sideshow? No. Honestly, you probably looked like me at my first Elysium. Jesus. Really happy not to relive that. That was... Elysium's a bunch of bullshit anyway.
Pity. It's supposed to be one of the few places where one could be reasonably safe, but it has been anything but. The first one I went, people got beheaded. Beheaded. Just think, you're
like I
coming
said,
from the
a bunch
thing. You were
of-
breathing like, in comparison to some other people, in the thing of a blink of an eye, technically, or at least in the eyes of the universe. And then it's like 21st century and bang, back to the 1500s. What the fuck?
Like I said, it's a bunch of bullshit. I just said it. I meant it.
Duh, I agree. The last two times I only went because, let's just say, my commander-in-chief ordered it.
Yeah, we all take orders. And like fucking idiots, we actually do the orders. But I suppose we get whacked if we don't, so we'll figure.
Let's just say hunting in ordered territory would be more difficult if I didn't toe the party line to a certain extent. I'm not interested in any of this Island of Dr. Moreau shit. Or Percy Shelley sort of stuff. Nah, thank you. But you want to hear the really messed up part about all of this?
Not sure, but sure, go ahead.
It's more something of a philosophical point of view. Sorry, I'm probably quite talkative when I'm tipsy. My mistake. He rubs his
Well,
face.
you know what they say. You do know what they say of, like, the truth is spoken by drunk people and children. If you want to know what a man truly thinks, you have to get him drunk first. At least, that's the saying.
I like the
Have a
sayings from your
brain.
homeland. They're awesome.
It's actually very true. Also, like,
So yeah, one of these
their
nights.
inhibition problems, yeah, they're going to tell you what they think when they're drunk. Trust me, they are.
Well, that means one of these nights I'll have to get you all well liquored up.
Yeah, nice try. No. Well, good luck with that. Honestly, good luck with that.
You know what? If I
You're going
ever
to need-
figure out how to ghoul some bees or maybe some plants, then I can actually make some fucking lacrima, and then we can get drunk the old-fashioned way.
Ghouling bees, really?
Or plants. Hey, wouldn't be the most fucked up thing that the Ordo ever did.
But hey, didn't we just say no fucked up shit? Or no business with like weird... never mind.
Okay, I mean, the bees probably wouldn't work. Yeah. But if I could figure out how to ghoul a plant, that could be a possibility.
He just looks very tired at this point.
Nah,
Is it like
fuck it.
some? I thought you chose which covenant you wanted to, but it sounds like you just very naturally come to these Frankenstein themes.
Mm,
What is up with
it's probably the people I'm surrounded around. You know, kindred attitudes,
that? Right.
coping mechanisms. I don't fucking know.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Um.
I could tell you what's creepy, but you know what? I'm actually trying to be nice here. I'm failing.
No, you're being nice, but you can't help it apparently. Well, who am I to judge?
What am I supposed to do? Curl up in a bundle and cry? That won't help anything. You know how I'm dealing with these
No,
fucked up situations? I've got no control over them except one thing: how I react to them. If I try to face them, at least maybe with some mirth or at least with a bit of courage, or I could just let them overwhelm me. But what good would it do?
nothing.
Please tell me. I don't have
It
any
wouldn't do any good.
mentor. I haven't got anyone I can properly turn to and go like, hey, how is this done properly? Most of the stuff I learned was trial and error. Sorry. I didn't want to
No
come over
problem.
so strong.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
And yeah, maybe I am creepy, but you know what's also creepy? Being surrounded by some other people who obviously have lost a strong grip on their humanity. Not kindred like you, but I've seen others, and if I could, I probably would have wet my pants, but I can't. So there you go.
Hmm.
Just parading their monsters, their beasts around. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of shit should be frowned upon more than it is.
Fancy a cigarette?
Sure.
And he'll offer one and be walking outside of the door to the smoking area. You know, a little table, a little heater thing over it, a light, and an ashtray.
So, tell me, what did you join the Ordo? Was it just like the first to offer it, or was it a friend who was, or what? Like,
So, after I'd fled my sire with my friends in tow, we had to work our way through a pretty bad snowstorm. Thankfully, we managed because we were a hardy lot, but that was no fun. And we came across two gangrel who we had stumbled across, and they were of the Order to Cool. You know, I got a little bit of information out of them, and then it sounded like a good tactic to be part of a group, part of a pack, so to speak. You know, strength in numbers. If
hmm,
need be, maybe even with time, people who might have your back. Purely a survival decision. So I got myself trained, did a few favors for them. They trained me, and then I became a fully fledged member of the Order to Recall. And what I knew of the other covenants was only what my sire had told me, which was mostly propaganda from the way he spoke.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around.
Choice, yeah, no. I mean, I still made the decision, so yes, for better or for worse. Had I known what I would know now, most likely not.
But you could, like, if you could choose over again, like, was there something you would rather choose than do what you are now? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, like, if you could change. I'm not saying your loyalties aren't where they should be and stuff, but like, would you want to change your mind, or not your mind, but you know what I mean? And if so, to what? Like, if was another covenant you want to join, what would it be?
Good question, and I wouldn't answer them to most kindred, but I know you already a bit. You know, you've earned a certain amount of trust in my eyes, so I'll tell you. Now, the interesting thing is, it would be a hard decision between probably the Carthians, but yet again also the Order Dracul. By me being in the Order Dracul, I've been able to access, let's just say, benefits. I can't go into details for obvious reasons because, you know, secrets
Yeah,
are secrets and blah, blah.
Hey,
You know it.
she just points with a thumb at herself. Yeah, tell me all about the secret you can't share.
Yeah. To be fair, most of it is pretty mundane, but, you know, small change can be useful, especially if you do it mindfully. And it has been allowing me to overcome certain obstacles that I wasn't even aware that I could, and until I basically was able to open the library and have a look at the index on what's on offer, what can I learn. Also, the upside is me being in London. I'm in one of the biggest chapters. That's no secret. That is generally known. So let's just say the library has got a pretty decent choice of stuff. But the rumors I hear about stuff, and then finding out about all this, I don't know. Sometimes I've got the feeling, am I just lying somewhere in a coma and I'm having some weird sort of comic book moments in my head, and then I pinch myself and I feel the pain and realize, it ain't. Yeah, but nah. Would be too nice, but reality likes to remind me that that's not the case, which is probably good. But that's that. So let's just say at this point, I probably just know too much to easily exit the Ordo, and so far they've been sort of looking out for me, sort of. It's a weird position to be in. Frankly, I don't even quite know how to react to the whole news about the. Oh yeah, by the way, here is this deviation of the norm that you are. Have fun. Fuck's sake. And people wonder why I like to get drunk.
As she finishes one cigarette, takes up another one, she says, "Yeah, I guess I shouldn't really need that much of an explanation. Everyone likes to get drunk every once in a while."
Yeah.
Shouldn't need any explanation, honestly.
He lights his cigarette, and the flame is nice and close. He even plays a bit with the flame between his fingers before he puts it away. He doesn't seem to have taken any real damage from it. A kindred probably would have at least slightly blackened fingers at this point.
What are you doing?
Oh, I was just just checking up something. Yep, everything fine.
Yeah, still on fire or what?
Yeah, let's just say it doesn't burn quite as bad as it used to. And he gives you a wink.
Show off.
Come on, let me have my small victories. I don't get them often.
Right. Fair.
Put it that way. The next time something good happens for you, or you've been able to close a deal, or whatever the hell you do for a living, you can come to me and boast about it.
Thanks. But yeah, I don't. You might think because of my fucking Invictus shit, like that I do like business shit, but I don't. So no, don't like. Yeah, I won't be closing any deals or whatever. Not. No.
Okay, sorry, didn't want to.
Hey, you don't mean anything by it. It's fine. Just saying like, that's not this. That's not shit I do. So.
Mm-hmm. But if I may slake my curiosity,
You can
what
try.
what do you do for a living? You know, you can be as vague as you want to be.
Uh, I'm occupied in the service economy. Yeah, that's yeah. Well, I suppose I do a couple of I do different things. IT, okay? IT.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No. Hey, whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah, like it's
It's complicated, right?
no, it's giant tech company. It's kind of like they work around the clock, really. It's giant tech company, and
Gotcha. No.
so I
It's
help out. I'm somewhat more, on during the night when they are falling asleep and need coffee and shit. And I'm fairly good as an assistant,
hey,
because of
no knocking assistance.
yeah. So it works.
Oh, awesome. No, happy to hear. And I guess it also helps creating a routine.
You could do a perception empathy roll.
Okay.
Actually, I think I will roll something because she is, in some matter of fact, lying her ass off. It's not that bad, but
2
what is
successes.
what is that? Manipulation, manipulation, subterfuge. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Yeah, you can tell that she is not being truthful, or she is, at the very least, um, it's there's something about it that doesn't seem right to you.
Marcus just he has this fatherly disappointed look on his face
Mm-hmm.
and just shakes his head a little bit and goes like, if you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it, but
Well, just
don't lie to me.
okay. Look, I'm a cat. And she points to herself. I can't tell the truth. Like I have to keep secrets. It's the whole thing. It's kind of a thing, you know.
You know what? And yeah,
Look,
she puts his hand
I
up.
have
It's
different. It's different. I have different jobs. I do a thing here and there, and some of it helps with what I do. Some of it helps my food. Some of it helps with it's different. And I have a small business that does some things that makes it somewhat easier to for me to feed. But it's, it's been drilled into my head that I shouldn't. Very, very important details of yourself you shouldn't share.
mm,
Don't, even the people you really trust, and I do kind of trust you, so don't take it personal. It's just
He nods and just goes like, you know what? In that sense, I'm sorry. That's just showing that I've not got the proper tutoring, and I'm probably doing stuff that I probably shouldn't be, or I should be more on my guard, or
well, I mean,
whatever. Sorry, just
well, maybe if you're playing like the political bullshit game and you need to dirt or you need to know where people are and need to know their secrets and shit. And she just puts her hands up and just waggles her fingers and does an overly spooky thing. Well, this secret spy crap is kind of also pissing me off, honestly. But hey,
mm,
okay, I suppose I can't. I'm not the one who can't be really pissed about that. So
hey, it's okay. Let's just say I had to do a mission or two too, and it probably wouldn't be the actions of a hero. Let's put it that way. Nobody got
and
hurt.
there's
I
some
haven't
weapons.
hurt anyone. Luckily, I didn't have to. But hey, I'm not judging you. You do what you need to do to survive, as long as you don't lose that which makes you, and that which makes you is
Thanks,
awesome.
thanks, Dad.
uh,
Kind of sound like a dad. I don't know why, but you do.
what was that about being paranoid and keeping personal shit to yourself? I guess this would be
No,
one of
it's not
those
personal. It's just
situations.
me wanting. It's just me wanting to pull your chain or whatever.
Uh,
Yank your chain. Yeah.
well, you're not wrong.
No,
You
no,
and
you're
and
yes.
he just smiles sort of. You're not wrong.
I haven't seen Julian around here, so I can't piss him off. So I have to do it to you. It's
Let's just
it's in my
say,
contract.
in in a previous life, I was a father.
I'm really sorry. Unless are they just not someone you see anymore, or can't you see them anymore, or what?
Now that's the thing. Mm, what you brought up. The less I mention them, the further away I am, both in time and space, is probably the better for them, I would guess.
I'm sorry, and I understand.
So please forgive me if I can't give you any details on that. Apart that, yes, I miss them. I miss them terribly sometimes.
Mm, yeah,
But
I was too young to
yeah.
have any. Honestly, I never really began thinking of having children, let alone like settling down with anyone. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
all
You're a bit too
countries.
much of a rebel, aren't you?
Yeah, I always hated that word. I don't know why, but no. Yeah, I am such a rebel. Like, it sounds kind of fake and bullshit, but hey, why not?
Okay, okay. Mm,
It sounds like a marketing thing. Like,
mm.
try our new rebel flavor. Just 12.99 or something.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I'll
know,
probably get
it's
get
a,
the guy from the Old Spice commercial to do it, and then yeah,
yeah.
marketing these days, it's bollocks. Mm. Although one thing that is very sad is the sheer amount of CCTV cameras there are around. Damn, I remember how it used to be when I was a young man. Young man? Nah, probably even a teenager. The stuff wasn't everywhere, you know? You didn't have the feeling that 1984 had just come to knock at the door.
Yeah, it is pretty much everywhere now.
Mm. Oh well, I've my means and methods to make it go dark when it needs to, but only
But
if there is no
is
other
that
alternative.
a euphemism?
As in, let the lights and electricity go dark.
Yeah, is that actually something you can do, like plot-wise, or is it just euphemism?
I guess you could use it as a euphemism. I've never heard it used as a euphemism in this context. Then
But
again, I was overseas for a long time, so
right, what I'm asking, like, do you have some sort of like ability where you can like take out lights or whatever?
um,
That's what I was asking.
I'll just say you'd be surprised what squirrels are good for.
Right.
You
You're
make
having
them,
them gnaw on.
yep.
You're like having them sacrifice themselves because those things are going to get fried if they chew up like the wrong wire.
Oh, not if you actually have one that knows how to use a pair of clippers. The ones with the
Natalia,
rubber around
Natalia
them.
just her eyes just go wide as she looks at you.
You can train them. It's surprisingly easy to motivate
You
rodents
have
because they're
you have a
hungry all the
technician.
time.
You have a technician squirrel.
I've got a
Right,
commando
right.
squirrel. Yes, I actually have
Fuck's
one.
sake.
Feel free to do a wits empathy check.
No, she's kind of just amused by this as well. She's just like,
Marcus is
well, you
just
have to,
grinning from ear to ear.
well, you'll have to show me the command team at some time.
That you know what? I think I recently just freaked out another Ventru because I was speaking to animals, and it surprised me because it is one of our abilities. But he was like horrified. I don't get what the problem was. I was able to get a few names that he was looking for anyway, interrogating some of the local wildlife, if you understand me.
Yeah. At the investigation, at the
Yeah, and yeah, and that rat that got the wheel of cheese I promised him. I'm a man of my word.
oh, good.
You know,
But no, like
if
when you do shit like that, you all piss them off. Like, do they come after you? I don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
um put it that way, if you can't keep your word to a freaking rat, to whom can you keep a word?
Hmm. I suppose that's true, but I don't know.
And yeah, and seeing that fellow being all being all repelled, that expression on his face, it was priceless. Don't worry, I'm only a harmless prankster. And he
Good as the
now
boss.
puts his last cigarette in his lucky cigarette as he lights it.
Attack squirrels. Jesus.
Commando squirrels is the technical term.
Yeah.
To be fair, one of the female gangrel I met asked me if I didn't want a small beret for that one. I mean, it was tempting. It was tempting. It would have been very cute, but it would be very weird on any other security camera that might have seen that. Which, of course, is not the case because I actually scope out an area before I just walk in.
If you ever do manage to get it to wear like a small beret, please show me or send me the picture of it. I would very much like the picture of that.
I mean, you know, if worst comes to the worst, I just put some text beneath it, and if anyone asks, oh yeah, that's a meme.
But that's smart, actually.
But yes, I'll see what I can do. They're not the biggest fan of flashes.
Doesn't matter, does it? Need to get the photo.
To be fair, as I said, they are surprisingly easy to motivate. If you explain to them that the flash of lightning is absolutely harmless and won't do anything to them, I mean, I guess I could flashlight myself just to show it that everything is okay and then use it on it. You know, it's a weird thing with animals when it comes to trust. You have to give trust to receive some. That's just the way they roll.
Yeah, it's never the biggest animal fan myself. At least not. No, I was never really a big fan.
Hmm? No soft spot for puppies.
No, not for pets in general.
Hmm. And he looks at his what seems to be a freshly bought fossil wristwatch. Ah, yeah. Oh, time's already passed a bit. Ah, you have to go anywhere? If so, I don't want to keep, hold you back any further.
Right, yeah, I probably should get going. But yeah, as always, nice talk. Good talk.
Same here. Same
Um,
here. Oh, by the way, I'll be probably setting up a small forge and also a place for casting things. So if at some point you would ever have need, I hope you don't, but should you ever have need for some sturdy armor or maybe need something, crafted, give me a shout. Maybe I can help out. I would also offer you a very fair price. Friendship price, of course.
I don't really feel myself in the market for a blacksmith at the moment, but I'll consider it. Sure. Forge, like for real, like with a hammer and mill and shit.
Oh yeah, the full 9 yards, as in bellowing up the fires, heating the shit in the coal, hammering the orange red steel into the form and repeating it again and again, using all four elements. So,
Steel and all of that.
oh yeah, proper. Uh, Mind you, these days we've got some pretty good quality steels that we can use.
was a
for
Conan
forging.
reference.
Oh, I
The
see.
Riddle of Steel, Arnold back in his prime,
Yeah. So
into
it
the Riddle of Steel.
it has been.
Yeah,
It must be now some decades back since I saw it in the cinemas.
Yeah, it's the 80s. It's 80s.
Yeah, I remember I watched
That's
it
the good shit.
back when I was young with my then wife. Had a good time. But yes. So, Natalia, and he has got a big grin on his face. Tell me, what is good in life?
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women.
And he just slow
She said,
claps, and he's just, thank you, you just made my night.
yeah, my Nylon's not too good. I mean, my own accent kind of sounds like it sometimes, but yeah,
Oh,
make do.
oh well, you don't sound Styrian to me, so no worries. But that was a good impression.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not the best, though.
Yeah. To be fair, once I've got things set up, I'm also thinking of merchandise that might be useful for people who might be involved in something slightly more in your line of work. Maybe I can maybe create small things that impede your whoever might be following you, or if you have to lose someone. Non-lethal methods, but that can slow
But
down.
how would you do that with blacksmith forge?
Ever
What
heard of
exactly would you
caltrops?
Sure, but it seems a little, well, I suppose if you're followed.
Put it that way.
Yeah,
Look at the following. You're a bit further out in the city. You're using some of the side roads. You might even have come on a country road. You're being followed,
I get it. It's just like,
and then
wasn't the
you
first
can
thing
cast them, and then you can cast them out.
I get
Their
it. I know
ties
how they
can.
work. It's just, I just didn't. I was like, oh, I'm going to make swords or knives or something. My mind just didn't go to, oh, I'm going to make caltrips of everything. But hey, thanks. They were like, I'll consider it. Sure.
Let's just say I've been looking up some old ninja manuals. The stuff is quite useful, especially if you want to go
This
for
is right.
less lethal methods. Although, as far as the smithing of knives and so goes on, I guess. Although, then again, why wouldn't most people just want to go and buy it? Unless, I guess, they want a blade without a serial number or a maker's mark. But he shrugs his
Yeah,
shoulders. Who knows?
quite sure that would be a market for that as well.
Let's just say I would first want to carefully think about if I want to do stuff like that. Moral implications and all that.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, it's one thing if I know the person. It's something else if it were just complete strangers.
Yeah, here in person I don't know anything about. They take this murder weapon. Yeah, kind of seems sketchy.
Mm, and he starts shaking his head. Probably less daggers. Probably less shit like that. I mean, if you can do it without ending the potential of somebody, why not go for the less lethal option?
Well, that's true.
And
Well,
he sort of looks around, sees that nobody is around, and goes, talking about something, I've got a small prototype Not of a caltrop, but something you might find useful. He hands to her what seems to be a black-colored chicken's egg that seems to have some, like, paper covering over the top, glued onto it.
Okay.
It's what they call a black egg. Inside is a powder out of different mixtures. Let's put it that way. If you're in a situation where you need to crush the egg and cast the contents in the direction of the faces of people you want to get away from, it can buy you a little bit of time. Non-lethal. And people can wash the stuff out of their eyes. Just, it'll disorientate them for a bit.
Thanks a lot. I mean, it's wow. Thanks.
From the little I've been able to gather, I thought might be interesting to see how it works in the field. Maybe you can give me some feedback, and yeah, costs you nothing. On the house.
So you want me to go weapons testing?
You don't have to if you don't want to,
I'll
but
do
it
it,
would be
sure.
nice if you.
No, it's fine.
No. To be fair, it is more that if you ever find yourself in a sick. Pardon me, I can't English anymore. If you find yourself in a sticky situation, it just might give you those few seconds that you need to get away. Think of it as me caring a little bit. And he sort of looks away.
Right. Thanks. And I would just I would be totally cool with going weapons testing. Don't take it the wrong way. Like, I'd be okay with it.
Yeah. Oh, and if you happen to have a sling on you, or you can use a sling, like in biblical times, to put the egg in, turn it around, and then cast it like almost 5 times further with it if you need to hit somebody with a distance. Although, of course, you would have to have some practice in that. I won't lie, it wouldn't be the easiest thing in the
So
world.
aim for the face. Is it
Yes,
just like
aim for the face. The nose, the eyes. It is thought for the eyes, the nose, and the mouth, but mostly eyes and nose.
Okay. Yeah, I can. I'll do that. Thanks. She does pocket it.
He smiles a little. He's happy that she's happy. And yes, sorry if I sometimes come across as a weirdo. How should I say? It's a bit hard to define normal.
Very hard, and don't like. I'm critical of most people, so don't don't take it personal.
Don't worries. I'm just happy that we can have a conversation like this, relatively relaxed.
Yeah, I'm happy about that too. Anyways,
Yeah, it's getting late.
yeah, it is. It is. So
And
I'll
yeah,
see you later. And she gets up and they'll say goodbye probably once more, and she will leave.
Marcus nods, waves a goodbye, and unless there's anything else that anyone else would like to say, I'd say that Marcus goes back into into the bar, rejoins the people, the group, the gaggle that he was with, And with that, we will bid you adieu. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. See you next time.